Welcome to How I Unfucked My Life. I'm your host, Christine DeGrazia, registered nurse and founder of Calm by Intention. On this show, we bridge the gap between mindset and physiology. We're combining the raw grit it takes to change your life with the clinical science it takes to regulate your nervous system, because it takes more than just mindset to calm a body in survival mode. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome to today's episode. I know I kind of fell off the face of the earth there a little bit, but I had a lot going on. But I am back. And today I had a bit of a warning for you. If you actually start making decisions that are good for you, if you start choosing yourself, if you make yourself a priority and start to actually care about what you think and what you feel, you're going to become a very bad investment for a lot of people. I'm serious. If you choose to make your own life mean something, you're becoming a massive liability to the world as you know it. See, some of the people around you and society in general have grown quite comfortable with the version of you that follows the script, the one who lives the life they think you should lead. You're the one who prioritizes everyone else's comfort, their expectations, and shoulds before your own pulse. And they've been enjoying a high ROI on your self-sacrifice. But the moment you decide that your sanity, your peace, and your happiness are non-negotiable, you become expensive. You become difficult. You become a liability to society and the people who rely on you to be the version of yourself that they've grown used to. So in this episode, we're talking about how to become a liability to the world and an asset to yourself. You see, society has spent a lot of time and marketing dollars building a very specific box for you. It's a box lined with shoulds. You should want this career. You should want be this kind of parent. You should be available at all hours for the emergency of the moment. When you live in that box, you are a high yield asset to them. You're predictable. You're a shock absorber for everyone else's chaos. But I've seen what happens inside that box. I've seen the physical debt that comes due when you spend your life advancing a mission that isn't yours. And trust me, it's not pretty. I've seen the body revolt against a life that feels like a performance. When you are an asset to the hustle, you're a liability to your own soul. You're trading your permanent memories for someone else's temporary metrics. And not only that, you're trading your health, your well-being, you're trading a life well lived. So how do you actually become a liability to everyone else? Well, I'm going to tell you. First, you stop asking for permission to exist. You start that business you've been whispering about for years, regardless of the sensible advice from people who are too afraid to move. You take the chances. You live boldly. Not because you're loud, but because you're certain. Because you have a vision of how you want to live your life, and you deserve to live your life that way. And you build a sanctuary of boundaries. You stop giving your yes away like it's a bargain bin item. You make your presence a luxury. Becoming a liability means your time is no longer a public resource. It's a private estate that not everyone has access to. And you calibrate your nervous system to your own frequency. Instead of vibrating at a speed of the world's demands, you settle. And I don't mean settle for less. I mean you settle your nervous system. You choose resilience over reaction. You build the confidence to sit in a quiet room and realize that doing nothing is actually the most radical, productive thing that you've done in a decade. And you live adventurously in the no. Saying no is how you dismantle the box. It's how you reclaim the space to breathe. Every time you refuse to play the role they wrote for you, you're investing in your own stability, your own happiness. You're choosing the beauty of silence in your own home over the burnout of their expectations. Because here's the truth. That hustle doesn't want you to know that you were not born to be a resource. You were not sent here to be a shock absorber for other people's chaos, or a placeholder in a cubicle, or a perfect version of someone else's expectations. You were born to inhabit your own skin and live the life that you want. When you choose to be a liability to the world's demands, you're finally claiming your own sovereignty. You're deciding that your breath, your joy, and the quiet moments in the stillness of your own home are more valuable than a gold star from a world that doesn't know your soul. Think about the business you haven't started, the trip you haven't taken, the quiet mornings that you haven't allowed yourself to simply enjoy because you were too busy being useful. That version of you, the one who is bold, adventurous, and dangerously calm, is the only version of you that is actually alive. Living for yourself isn't a betrayal of others. It's the only way to stop being a ghost in your own life. You are the only person who can build your life. No one is coming to give you permission to be well. You have to take it. Tonight, I want you to experiment with being a bad investment. Stop performing. Stop apologizing for the space you take up. Switch the lights to a warm glow and let the weight of the evening settle over you. Let the world be disappointed in your boundaries while you finally, for once, become fascinated by your own peace. Be a liability. It's the only way to actually be alive. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like and share it with somebody else who you think can use it. We are all in this together. I'll see you on the path. Thanks for listening to How I Unfucked My Life. I know the work is heavy, but remember, you aren't just fighting your brain, you're learning to lead your body. You have the grit to change your mindset, and you have the biology to find your peace. And every choice you make is a step towards the life that you deserve. So stop arguing with where you've been and start deciding where you're going. See you next time.